this is the book everyone's been talking about. Hi everyone, my name is Juliet and welcome back to Copulate Books. Today we're going to be discussing the book of the moment, newest, most anticipated story of 2020, The Invisible Life of ADDIE LARUE, which I have an unpopular opinion about. I'll try to make this review as spoiler-free as possible, so feel free to watch it knowing that there will be no spoilers on the plot, on the characters, on the plot twists, on anything. But if you still haven't read ADDIE LARUE and you don't want to know this, just don't watch this. At least not yet. You can come back later, I'll be waiting, no problem. So if you don't want to know this, go read the book and come back later and we can discuss it. If you're like me, a B.E. Schwab fan who didn't hesitate to grab ADDIE LARUE the second it was out, and who was anticipating this story since the beginning of the year, and you have already read it, then welcome. I hope you enjoy this. And before we start, here's another disclaimer. I want to say that I was not expecting something huge out of ADDIE LARUE. I tried to know the less possible about the book. I didn't want to know anything about it, I just wanted to be surprised. So this is not a matter of high expectations. I wasn't expecting ADDIE LARUE to blow my mind. I wasn't expecting it to be fantastic. So what happened to me with this book is not a question of being disappointed. It's not a matter of expecting so much of this story and it didn't deliver. I wanted to be surprised. Whatever Victoria Schwab had in mind, I was ready for it. It did not have to be great. I just wanted to listen. I just wanted to know what this story was about. I just wanted to know what she was so desperate to tell. Because Victoria Schwab has hyped her own story so much. Everyone's been saying this is the book that Victoria Schwab used to reinvent herself. This is the book of her career. This is the book that's going to change everything we know about Victoria Schwab. Those are the things that everyone's been saying. So I wanted it to be true. I didn't necessarily need it to be great. I just wanted to see why everyone's been saying that. I wanted to understand it. And I was disappointed in more than one aspect. So if I wasn't expecting something great out of ADDIE LARUE and it didn't deliver, then what happened? As a person who has read every single book Victoria Schwab has written, as a person who has this woman as her favorite author of all times, I feel disappointed. I feel she could have done a lot better. And I do not believe under any circumstances this is the book that reinvents Victoria Schwab. I don't think this is the story of her career. Maybe this is the story that everyone will know when you say the name Victoria Schwab. If you go down the street and say Victoria Schwab, maybe people will start to associate it to The Invisible Life of ADDIE LARUE and not any other of her books. And I get that. It's a special book. It's appealing to different audiences at different times. But I do not think it should be the book of her career, and I hope that it's not. I think that ADDIE LARUE is below all of her other work combined. I do have some good things to say about it. I think it's just the story we needed at this point. I think it's so amazing that it came out during a world pandemic, during COVID-19. Like seriously, it's crazy that this is a book about small things in life when we cannot have the great adventures, the great romances, the great stories, and we can only have small things like coffee or sunsets or taking a stroll down the neighborhood. And I think it's really magical that this book is coming out exactly when we needed it the most. And I know it's a story that will help a lot of people out there, that will change a lot of people's lives, and that is so valuable. And I'm not here ranting about ADDIE LARUE without taking that in mind. And I'm really happy for those people who have found something so special in this story. ADDIE LARUE has meant a lot to me too. It has changed my life, and I'm sure that it will change other people's as well. I'm here saying the things I'm saying because I'm mad, because I'm disappointed. But I also understand that it's a precious tale for many people. I know that many of you have connected with this story in ways that I cannot begin to imagine, even though I think I do understand it. It's a special book for a special time in our lives, and Victoria Schwab deserves every single good review she's going to get. So I don't hate ADDIE LARUE. I love it. I think it's a great book. I think it deserves the hype. I just thought it would be different. I thought it would be more. And yes, every single book can be more than what it is, but Victoria Schwab has proven time and again that she can outsmart herself, that she can surprise us, that she can do better than what she did. And that's what disappointed me. I think this story would have been a lot better if one of the characters wasn't a narrator. I think we have two protagonists narrating this tale, and I think it should have just been Addie. I think that the romance story inside this book shouldn't have taken place. And yes, it would be a book so different, but I think it would be a better book, a more meaningful book. And that's my thing with ADDIE LARUE. I think it's really good. I think it's really special, really necessary for the times we are living. But I don't believe it's different. And Victoria Schwab said it would be different. And everyone's saying that it's different, but I don't think it is. I just think it's original. It's necessary and important and profound and complex, but I don't think it's any different. Everyone's saying that she can reinvent herself as an author, but I was expecting her to be different. And ADDIE LARUE wasn't like that for me. I hated the ending, but everyone's been loving it, so maybe you shouldn't listen to me at all. But I've talked to different people about this, and many of them agreed. I didn't like the ending, I didn't like one of the narrators. I think the second half of the book could have been a lot better. And those are simply tiny details of the story, tiny little things I did not enjoy that made my whole opinion on the story. But my biggest problem with ADDIE LARUE wasn't just some detail. My big problem is that I don't think this book is a big deal. And I'm sorry, I think my opinion would be more coherent if I could just tell every single spoiler inside of me. I could just confess the specific things I did not like. But I promised I wouldn't. So if you want to discuss this with me, you want to talk about this book, you want to talk spoilers, then let's talk about it. And if you just want to share opinions on the topic and tell me what you thought of this book, and I can tell you what I thought of the book, then go ahead. I'm here to talk about books. But there's not much more for me to say about ADDIE LARUE that can't be said without spoilers. Maybe this all sounds a little extreme, maybe I've just gone too far, but I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm just disappointed, and I haven't read a book in a while since I finished ADDIE LARUE because I slightly lost faith for a second on literature. And it's crazy, it's extreme, and it will surely go away. But for a second, for an instant, I just stopped believing in books because my favorite author promised something. She didn't only not deliver, in my opinion, she just disappointed me. So yeah, that's everything I had to say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we can talk about this book. If you want to comment or leave a message or whatever it is, you always have my social media. And if you like my content and my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the little bell so that you get notifications every time I upload something new. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy ADDIE LARUE, even though I didn't.